Hello, my name is Mr. Know-It-All, and this is another Mr. Know-It-All moment. Now, on my last video, I've gotten some very interesting feedback on it for the last 3 days. Yes, I have. Ever since I posted the video, it's been, oh, why you say such a thing? How can you talk about the Lions? Or how can you be a bandwagon fan? How come you just can't hope for your hometown team? How come for the last 20 years you hold a grudge against them? Well, I'm going to answer all your questions today. First of all, to Chuck 0373, I do remember saying some harsh things, but they weren't pertaining to you. They were pertaining to the Detroit Lions. No personal feelings intended, but the Lions suck. 2-14, come on, get over it. To a couple other people saying that, oh, for the last 20 plus years, you hold a grudge because of a field goal. Well, you would too if it was during the NFC Championship game and your best kicker at the time blows one and never gets it right ever again, and some of the Lions fans have trailed away to other teams while the faithful remain there and hoping and wishing and praying that they go back, and well, they made the playoffs a couple of times and it never happened. And to the comment about I'm a bandwagon fan for saying they make the Super Bowl. Well, yeah, me and my brother's got something going on. Me and Chuck 0373 made a bet. If the Lions win the Super Bowl, I will become a Lions fan again. Let's see. That bet's about 25 years old, and I don't see it happening in 25 more years. So until then, I remain my own team's fan. If you want to know, I am a Chicago Bears fan. Yes, the same Chicago Bears who won the Super Bowl in 1985 and made a return trip in 2007. But they have been in the playoffs on various occasions. Now, back to the hometown team. I am a Detroit Tigers fan. I am a Detroit Pistons fan. I am a Detroit Red Wings fan. I was a Detroit Dodgers fan for arena football. Never been a Detroit Furry fan when they came back to Detroit. No, that's another arena football. Now I am, well, let's see. The defunct Port Huron Ice Sox are gone. But I am now a Flying Falcons fan. Now, you can't say I'm not a hometown fan, but you can talk about all the other people that jumped ship when the Pistons wasn't doing anything, and they jumped on the Bulls bandwagon for 6 championships. Or they jumped to the Lakers bandwagon for 13 championships. Or the Boston Celtics bandwagon for 17 championships. Okay. Or Cleveland bandwagon when LeBron James came to town. Which is another subject I'll touch on later. Because me and LeBron, I hit LeBron before. I don't like him now. Let's see. To anybody who I hurt personally, I do apologize. But I'm still going to say this true to form. The 2-14 Lions, they'll win 6 games this year. I said in my last Psychic Friends video, they'll win 5. I might see them winning 6. Will they beat the Bears twice this year? No. I'm sorry. Not happening. Will they beat Green Bay twice this year? No. I'm sorry. Don't see that happening. Will they beat the Minnesota Vikings this year? All depends if Brett Favre comes back. But there's rumors saying he's retiring. Do I believe it? Well, they said he retired a couple of times for the Jets, and he came back. They also said Vinny Testaverde's retired a couple of times, but he came back. So would I see Brett Favre returning? We'll have to wait to the beginning of the season to see. Well, all I can tell you is, in the confines of my own home, I do apologize if I hurt anybody's feelings, but the personal comments I have made was not towards Chuck 0373, but towards the Detroit Lions. They suck. They suck big time. They suck awful. As for the Pistons, the Red Wings, and the Detroit Tigers, well, first of all, the Tigers, I'm sorry, key injuries will not see them making the playoffs either. Yes, I said it. Yes, I'm predicting it. I'm sorry to say it, but the Tigers won't make the playoffs. As for the Pistons, they have high hope in an 82-game season. We wish them well. The Red Wings, matter of fact, let's talk about the Red Wings for a minute before I jump off the subject of hometown teams and people not making the playoffs and people saying that I'd rather see a team not make the playoffs than make the playoffs. I'm a postseason fanatic. I'd rather see my hometown team or my team make the playoffs. That way I have something to watch on TV instead of watching, like case in point, the Pistons didn't make the playoffs this year. What was I stuck watching, waiting between Red Wing games? Cleveland. The Bums, who didn't make it out the second round. Sorry. I'd rather see the Pistons make the playoffs. I'd rather see the Red Wings make the playoffs. I hold hope for the Detroit Lions make the playoffs. But realistic, people, it's not happening. Oh, one more thing. I received a comment that said from Chuck 0373 that said he was standing in the bank of Detroit in the area code 48223. I wasn't talking about where you were standing. I was talking about the owners of the bank. The owners of Chase Bank are not in Michigan. They may be in New York City, but JP Morgan and Chase is not in Michigan. Now, you was standing in the spot where the National Bank of Detroit was. Mind you, was the National Bank of Detroit. But now, it has become Chase. It was Bank One of Detroit, which was Detroit Fed. But now, it's become Chase. This is a Mr. Know-It-All moment, brought to you by Mr. Know-It-All, and telling you the bank on this, the Lions aren't going anywhere. Maybe not for a couple years. Keep hope alive in the Pistons, the Red Wings, and the Madden curse will be solved this year. Thank you, and keep hope alive. Peace.